Good morning. Welcome. Vietnam. You're all too young to remember Robin Williams and that. Listen, I've got something that I want to say that to me is important. I've come on here and I've been as honest as I can. I've told you many times, two people can see an event and there's two different interpretations. The other one's not lying, and the first one's not lying. They just have different opinions of what they saw. I've only shared on here what I've seen, what I've heard, what I've read. I've many times invited anyone looking, go on the internet, for God's sakes, go on the internet. You know, Google will give you 1 million web pages in half a second or less. I'm going to tell you, if you want to know anything about the Mormon Church, and this is going to kill the Mormons. It's going to kill the Mormons. Mormon.org, Mormon.org, Mormon.org. Google it, man. And then, I'm a Mormon, I'm a Mormon, I'm normal, I'm a Mormon. Google it. God, if you want to give your money to that church, and you think they can make you a god, for hell's sakes, call the missionaries. Call them. I'm not against that. I'm not against that at all. I've got some people hitting my comment section, and they're taking advantage of it. They've got to be Mormons, because normal people don't do that. And I'm going to make an unsubstantiated statement. I have no proof. The proof is in how they act. I've got some of them trying to convert. I guess they may be paid by the Mormon Church. They may have a calling, or they may be paid to find websites like mine and then try to get 75 or 80,000 people in a year that looked at it saying, hey, he's stupid, he doesn't, come to me, I know the truth. Mormon.org, Mormon.org, Mormon.org. I'm a Mormon, and I'm normal. I've got nothing against people going to the Mormon Church, the internet. To me, other people, some people have had a good experience in the Mormon Church. For the first 20 years, most of us had a good experience. After that, the poison starts to sink in, and the judgment, and the silliness, and the hatred, and the vengeance. If you see people using my website to try to pull you to a certain website or to another area, I don't care if you go. See that safe behind me? That has, someone asked, that has all of my tithing money in it. I can hardly get the damn door shut. If you like the Mormon Church, you like what they say, you don't think Joseph Smith is a pedophile. If you think that a 38-year-old man banging two 14-year-olds is the head of your church and you want that and you want to put your name on it, put your name on it. They try to make this into a war. It's kind of like a gay war. It's never happened. This is not a war. I'm only reporting what I've seen, what I've experienced. If people want to believe me, that's fine. If they don't, I don't care. The safe is full of money. I'm not getting paid. The Mormons tore off all of my advertising. I used to get 2 cents for each hit. I was making big money. And when the Mormon Church knew what I was doing, and they knew that their ads were coming up beside my videos, they complained to YouTube, and off I went. I don't make any money. I don't want any money. I've had people volunteer to send in money. Don't send in money. Help a few poor kids somewhere in the world. I don't need the money. I don't want the money. I'm not a Mormon. Want to send it to Monson so he can fly around in that Huntsman's jet or whatever it is? Do it. I don't care. So let me clarify, because I guess there's so many videos now. I've had some concerns. I can't look at all the videos. I go, good, because some of them ain't very good. If you want to know about Mormons, for God's sakes, get the missionaries over to your house. Get in those white clothes. Get to the temple. And, you know, they don't have the penalties anymore of slitting your throat and cutting your guts out, but when I went to the temple, they did, pre-1990s. Somehow the Mormons want to turn my YouTube into a war. It is therapy for me. I feel better that I've been able to say all the things that have been on my mind for 50 plus years. I feel wonderful that no one can punish me. That basically, you know, unless you find a rogue Mormon who just shoots me or shoots my kids, which is possible, not real probable, but certainly possible. They have a long history of violence, hateful vengeance, and murder. I get nothing. I get absolutely zero. I sit in my little office here, which I haven't been able to even afford to put the insulation and the drywall in. I get to have time to myself. I can think. And when all of these millions and millions of feelings that the Mormon Church jam down my throat and ruin my life, I'm going to be able to come out and say something. So I didn't let my brother use this website because he couldn't get a following in any way, and he wanted to put his websites up on mine and have my people go over and see him. Well, I don't want to do that because he makes money. I don't want any money associated with my videos. I don't sell them. I don't package them. If a director came to me and said, "Oh, David, we could make millions. Let me package your top." In fact, I had a guy yesterday ask for my top 10 videos. I didn't even respond. No. Money is the root of all evil. I believe that. And there's plenty of evil at the top of the Mormon Church. I showed you my Newsweek, Business Week magazine showing how much money the Mormon Church spends all over the world and doesn't help a soul. 0.06% of their income goes to humanitarian purposes. The rest of it go to the cattle ranches and the $5 billion mall and whatever. So please, let me just summarize. If you want to know anything about the Mormons, go ask the Mormons. Go have the missionaries come in your house. They'll never leave. And they'll take 10% of your income for the rest of your life with the promise, false promise, they're going to make you a god. If you believe that, God, you're so damn stupid, I would be a Mormon. You'll fit right in. You'll fit right in. And these people that come on my website, if they're real Mormons, they only come on 3 or 4 times and then they're gone. Now you see a couple lingering, lingering supposed Mormons. Be careful of the internet. People lie, they cheat, they steal. And they're using my following, if you want to call it that. You know, it's probably my brother and my mother hitting the computer all day long. They want to use my people because they've been poisoned. You've all been poisoned by listening to, I'm not disgruntled. I'm not trying to pull down the Mormon Church. I've never once said, you know, stand out front with cult signs at sacrament meetings. I've never said it. I've never advocated any violence, anything like, or calling Mormons, or, you know, flipping them off. I don't, that is totally up to people. I have no agenda. I do this for therapy. I do it because it helps people, according to some of my comments. Some people have been able to do some recovery, like I have. You never recover from rape, and you never recover from Mormonism. They say, well, you can leave the church, but you can't leave it alone. Well, how do you pull that out of a man or a woman's head for 50 years? It's all their personality, and you want them just to forget about it, right? Well, we're not telling the truth, so you just forget about it, and you've spent, you know, 14 kids, and you have most of your life in there following a lie. So, please, please, if you really want to know more about the Mormons, call them. Call them. Wave over when you see their chapels. Wave. Say, I want to join. I want to join. Here's my first tithing payment. God, people are trying to make me an enemy. It's like a gay war. It's never happened. Gay people don't want to go to war. Well, they fight for us sometimes. Anyway, this is not a contest. This is not a slander against the Mormon Church. It's not libel. Truth is a defense for libel. That's the main defense for libel. No one sued me because what I'm saying is true. It's my feelings. It's my emotions. It's the experience that I have. Now, you know, a lot of people, well, he's a dumb guy. Well, I could be. I got 2 master's degrees, so I'm a little smarter in some of those areas than most people, but I could be dumb too. I married some dumb women, so maybe my decisions were kind of bad. So anyway, let me just clarify. I am not against the Mormon Church. I don't want to be in it. I don't want my kids in it. And if my experience helps anybody, great. If it doesn't, God, go on Mormon.org, Mormon.org, Mormon. Am I showing that I'm prejudiced? Mormon.org, Mormon.org. Go find out what the Mormons say about their church. Then you can decide for yourself. So any Mormon that is constantly hitting my site and constantly trying to divert you to other places, those are probably paid people. They're probably paid people. And a lot of times people say, well, I'm not a Mormon. Well, they are a Mormon. A lot of people say, well, I'm not getting paid. Well, they are getting paid. Lying and telling the truth to a Mormon is the same thing. If it promotes the cause of their cult, then it's the truth. I watched, I think it was Jeffrey Holland talking to new missionaries at BYU, and the missionaries are getting their ass kicked. There's too many people on the internet, and when they knock on the door, they say, was Joseph Smith bonging the 14-year-old girls? And the missionaries go, well, I don't think we're going to convert this guy, and there's a lot of truth to that. So Jeffrey Holland was training the missionaries before they were going out. It was a hidden video, I guess, because everything is hidden in the Mormon Church. And he said, never answer the question that they ask you. Answer the question they should have asked you. That's cult. That's cult. We don't tell the truth. Tell them what they think should be the truth. Jeffrey Holland, training missionaries before they go out in the field, not to answer direct questions. To pretend that they said, well, Joseph Smith was a prophet, and then bear your testimony. I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm a graduate of BYU. I know those meetings go on all the time at BYU. Same way with Monson. Monson was head of the homosexual erection department at BYU, putting electrodes on BYU boys who had erections looking at pornographic material of other men. It was a failure. Several of those missionaries and regular students committed suicide. And Monson was the president of a beneficial life insurance company. He drove it to the ground. It went bankrupt. Now he's president of the Mormon Church, and it's headed out the door. It's on its last legs, and it's not going to totally dissolve, but it may drop down to 900 or 1 million people, and there's always that many stupid people in the world that are desperate for any kind of a religion. So now let me clarify one other thing. You know, I don't have a lot of law background. I have 1 year in law school, and after that, they didn't want me, I didn't want them. There is no justice in the law. Whoever has the most amount of money, whoever lies the most, always wins. It wasn't for me. I'm not saying that you can't be an attorney. It just wasn't for me. When I said that Monson owns all of the Mormon Church, I've got one guy that's jumping all over my comments, and I guess he's a lawyer. A corporation cannot have an individual own it. Now, there's legal terms there that I'm sure this guy has no fucking idea what they are. A corporation is managed by a board. A non-profit 501(c) is different than a corporation for profit. When you are the chief executive officer of a corporation, which Monson is, he's the chief executive, he's the president of the board of the corporation, okay? His word is God. He can use corporate monies, go anywhere, do anything, buy anything, say anything, build anything. He is the man in charge. Now, he doesn't own the corporation. Okay? It's a corporation is made up of several people, and its filings with the IRS are, why is the corporation existing? Is it existing for money or for non-profit? Well, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the morgue, is for profit, but they hide under a 501(c). So, does he own everything? No. Does he control everything? Yes, yes. Most executive directors, I was an executive director and president of a 501(c)(3). Now, my board was a real board. They were people from the community, attorneys, doctors, nurses, truck drivers, and I couldn't do just anything. I always had to go to the board and say, you know, I'm thinking of expanding, here's my idea, what do you think? And then the board would either deny it or they would accept it. I was controlled by the board of executive directors. Well, Monson isn't. The 12 apostles are under him. He is their master and guide. He knows Jesus. He has coffee with him every morning. And when Monson goes to the board of directors and say, I think I'm going to build 1,900 more temples, they all just bow their head and say yes. Or he'll kick their ass off the board, and now they're not an apostle. So it's not an objective board. So does he own it technically under the law? He doesn't own it. Does he control it? Yes. Does he control it more than most presidents of boards have control? Yes. His board of directors is a laughing matter. It's the clowns all lined up to rip off the U.S. government. So anyway, I wanted to clarify a couple things there, and please, Mormon.org, Mormon.org, Mormon.org. See, I got nothing to hide. I'm not making any money. The safe is empty. See, I lied. It's full, it's empty. See, there's a little bit of Mormon still left in me. Please, please, if you're interested in a cult stealing your money, ruining your life like they did to me, join them. Join them. Verify to these Mormons who are desperate. The internet is killing them, and they're jumping onto websites like mine. They can be excommunicated for watching my videos. So anybody that's on it over and over and over again, they're employees of the Mormon Church, because they can watch it. They've been given permission by Jesus to destroy the dark angel, the apostate, the Jew. I mean, I've been called every name in the book. I don't know why a Jew is an insult. But anyway, please, if you're interested in the Mormon Church, join them. I'm not. I was there for 50 years. It basically ruined my life. Do what you want to do, but realize that people that are trying to clog up my website comments are people that are paid to try to divert you from what I'm saying and convince you that everything I'm saying is a lie, and they want your money and your membership because it verifies them that they're not in a cult. See, other people are joining us. They're not all leaving. Thanks.